Hey everyone, Jamie Phillips Action Auto Parts here on a Sunday afternoon. Had a very good church service this morning, and I had a young man. I've known him for a pretty good little while. He was needing an engine for a Ford Ranger 3.0, and I got one. And he's like, "Is there any way I could meet you after church?" And I said, "Yeah." And then another guy that I've known for a long time, he had started contacting me last night about this Ford Explorer. And so a little bit of miscommunication. The one guy that owned it was like, "Here's how much I want for it." And I was like, "Well, I got to see it." And it was like 11 or so last night. I finally got a few pictures sent to me and couldn't tell a lot about it. And they said, "Well, it runs," and all of that, but the power steering went out on it or something, and then of course they cut the catalytic converters off of it, but he drove it off the trailer and parked it right there. But so when one guy brought it, kind of the middleman, and I made an offer, and the other guy said, "Well, he said he would pay that," and it's like, "No, I didn't say I'd pay that. I told you I had to see it." And I said I didn't see pictures till bedtime last night. But anyway, I digress. So he just pulled down here in that little dip, back of the trailer fit right there on the ground, and he had to put the ramps down. But the guy, I guess, that I got it from, the person he got it from, wants to keep the tires and wheels. So they're supposed to come back and get them. I wished I could have worked that out because they've got pretty decent looking tires on it. But all in all, it's not a bad old looking Explorer. It is a Homina 2003. So it's an 03. It does run. Had 173,000 miles, I think it was, on it. And not the world's worst by no means. For something that is as old as it is. And the other reason why I wanted it was because I didn't have one. And I actually have had some people lately saying, "Hey, you got any Explorers? There's a brand new bottle of 2-liter of Pepsi." So I'm already $3 up. So that'll give me something else that I didn't have in the yard. So I thought about putting it over with the Ford trucks and stuff, but I'm like, nah, I'll just stick it over here in the SUV section. So there it is. They come back tomorrow and take tires and wheels off. It'll just be sitting right there. But so got that in, and then of course the young man showed up and started to pull the engine. So I got the cherry picker pulled down here for him, and he had started. Really, the transmission's out. That's the only thing that's holding it in is the motor mounts, and he got the passenger side off pretty easy, but the driver's side was giving him fits, and he's like, "I get somebody come help me and I'll be back tomorrow." So he then paid for it. It's his, and so he's gonna get the engine out of that. And I had went down into the bottom lot and got just an old tire. It's good to lay those engines down in the back of a truck bed. Many of you all knows what I'm talking about. And so I tried to ease it up on the back of the truck, and Lord, it had some water in it, and I tried to lay it up there, and it splashed and got on my shirt, so I had to take my shirt off, and I had it laying up on the corner of the bed and the tailgate, and it rode from back there where Paul Miller's sitting. It rode all the way around through here up to where I was at, and when I stopped, it fell off and took off rolling all the way over there. And I was like, I'm not going down there to get that right now. So I found another one that was actually dry on the inside and took it back up there for him. And then of course he's going to have to come back tomorrow. So that tire is in the bed of my truck. But I had to get a couple tools out of Odell. So I'm going to pull back around over here and lock the toolbox up on it and head to the house. I've not had lunch yet. And that bowl of Honey Smacks that I ate before church has done left me. It's almost a quarter to 4 or 13 minutes before. So I'm gonna go home and get me something to eat, but I need to lock the toolbox on old Odell here right quick. I hadn't seen Barney. Well, I seen him in the yard when I drove by earlier, and he was sleeping pretty good, so he hasn't showed up yet. But I'm gonna try to get out of here and get back to the house. And before he does, not that I wouldn't love to see him, but then he has to walk back up the road, so that always bothers me. So that's been my Sunday thus far. Sold an engine, bought a vehicle, and been to church. Not necessarily in that order. So please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. And hey, I'll catch you in the next one. So I had said there a minute ago in that part of the video that I would catch y'all in the next one. Well, I came back home. The wife brought me some chili and a mini cheese sandwich from Durham's Grocery. Big enough combination, small enough, appreciate this, Durham's Grocery. And so a guy had messaged me about a Toyota Camry, and they part out good. I've only had I had a 04 and it's stripped. I got one door left, and then I had gotten an 08 and it stripped down to nothing, just the hull when I got rid of it. And then I got another 08 and it's about in the same situation. There's not a whole lot left. I've sold the motor, transmission, 2 or 3 of the doors, the whole dog house off of it, some of the interior and all that. So anyway, a friend on Facebook sent me a message, and he said it was an 08, I think is what he said, but it's an 07. And he said, hey, need to get rid of this. Priced it, and I was like, dude, there's no way I can do that, because you know, I just bought an Explorer today that we drove off the trailer for, you know, less than that. And so anyway, it was literally like half a mile from my house, down right below where my mom used to live. And so I rode down. He wasn't there, but it was at his in-laws' place or something. Anyway, I went down and looked at it, and everything's in pretty good shape on it except for the driver fender. And that's, you know, like I was telling him, all the front sheet metal, the bumper, all that stuff, you just about know it's going to sell right off the bat. And so I thought, well, there's a fender I can't sell, and the windshield's cracked, which I sell some windshields, but not a lot. And so anyway, I just said, look, dude, this is all I can do, and you bring it to me. And so he went silent for a little bit, and the wife was like, hey, let's go lay down and take a nap. So me and her and Axel got up in bed, and I was playing around on the phone, and I was just about ready to lay the phone down and try to go to sleep, and he messaged and said, okay, when you be bringing it to you? And I said, well, I'm open tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And I said, because it's probably going to be hard to get it done tonight before dark, because it's done 6:30. He said, oh, I can have it loaded in 5 minutes. I said, well, then just come on. So now I'm heading back out to the yard. I don't normally work on Sundays. I've used to a bunch when I first opened it, but I've really tried to just take a day off, and especially since we started going to church, I don't want to miss church in the mornings. But, you know, that boy trying to help him out and sold that motor out of that Ranger, and then that guy brought the Explorer up, and so sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know, this will give me another good piece of inventory tomorrow. I can take my time and get everything listed. I just drove by where Barney lives, and he's seen me this time, but they're out in the yard mowing, so I don't know if he'll leave them up there to come see me or what. But he was awake and and looking at me. So we might get to see Barney Google here in a bit. But I'm gonna pull in here at the old farm / yard and get the gate opened up and be ready for him. And hopefully he'll pull in here in a bit. And if he does, then I might do a quickie on it. We'll see. But anywho. Well, he got here before dark, but we kept talking, and so it's done got dark. But there's the Camry. We got it in and unloaded, and like I said, hung out and talked for a little bit. So I'll look at it more in the daylight tomorrow. So for this time, I will say, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.